everybody.
Hey everybody. So maybe you don't know me, or maybe you do. My name's Joe, and I'm Jennifer's husband, newly married. So it's been super awesome. Um, just wanted to jump on her profile and do a little live. Maybe speak some words to any significant others, spouses, husbands, wives, whatever, of unique presenters. If you've been doing it for a long time, or if you're kind of new to the business. And
Even people who want to do the business.
right, yeah, or even prospects, people that are looking to join. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of motivation, because there's definitely a lot that the business has to offer to people who are joining or a part of it. Mainly, we just got back from Cancun, which was a unique sponsored trip. It was an all-inclusive vacation. It was about 4 days. We just had to pay for our plane tickets to get to Cancun. So not a whole lot of expense from us, but a whole lot of benefits from the company. A lot of money there that they gave to unique presenters. So it was a pretty amazing trip, and we definitely enjoyed it for sure. Met a lot of people. So whatever your I don't know, whatever your motivations are for joining Unique or being a part of Unique, whatever you're doing it for, I would say that push yourself, as hard as you can. Don't give up. Keep working and keep networking and learn. Always learn. At the minimum, if you're doing what your uplines are asking you to do, or people that have really good advice, if you're doing those things and following through with those things, at the minimum you'll be as successful as those people, and it's totally worth it. I have to say that Jennifer joined 3 years ago?
Oh, December 19th, 2015, so about 3 years ago.
Right around 3 years ago. And when she first joined, I was totally, like probably some spouses would be naturally, or a lot of people, a little bit skeptical about how successful this venture would be for her. But it's been 3 years, and I honestly think that it's been a really good thing for her. She's learned so many things, like ridiculous amounts of skills, everything from networking to marketing. I mean, you can't imagine all the things that you'll learn, especially people who have been doing it for a while already know. I mean, if you think about a large company, they have people on the payroll that specifically do just those things. They do just marketing, or they do just advertising and sales. But as a unique presenter, you wear a lot of hats, put a lot of hours in, and you reap major benefits. It's totally worth it. Mainly those incentive trips. It's super fun. So if you do earn an incentive trip, definitely go. I would definitely go. So plan for it. Even if you don't think you're going to earn the trip or whatever, I guess don't even have that mindset. Just plan for it anyways. When's the next trip supposed to happen?
In 2020.
2020?
Yeah.
So the qualifying period will be in 2019, right?
Yes.
So you have a qualifying period where you do your thing, work hard, and try to earn that trip for 2020. So it's the end of 2018 now. So plan for the trip in 2020. I would say, make vacation plans with work or whatever you have to do, child care, dog care, whatever you got to do. Make those plans, and if you earn the trip, you'll be set and ready to go. Save some cash for your plane ticket, and you'll be ready to go. The next one's going to be where?
It's a cruise to the Bahamas.
So a cruise to the Bahamas, and
cruising on cruise ships to a private island in the Bahamas.
Is that going to be like all-inclusive kind of thing too?
Yes. So
if you don't know what all-inclusive is, we didn't have to pay for anything as far as like the hotel. We stayed at like a 4.5-star resort in Cancun. We were lucky enough to get a presidential suite, so it was like huge. Maybe you saw it on those lives. It was ridiculous. And all the food you could eat free. You don't have to worry about paying a bill for dinner. You could literally just sit and try as many things as you wanted to try. If you didn't finish, it didn't matter. You could just order something else. Drinks, all the drinks you want. I mean, they would stock your hotel room with alcohol, literally. So it was really fun. There were a lot of things to do. In addition to all of that, they gave us
1,500.
like $1,500 in resort credit. So what that means is if you wanted to do like an excursion, go out and sightsee or whatever, you could. A lot of those things you would book through the resort, and you could just use your resort credit towards those things. And it was pretty awesome. I mean, I would say that for everyone that ate and drank, they definitely got their money's worth easily in one day. I mean, there was one day we were on the beach with a group of people, and I think there was trays of shots being passed around. I mean, there was like there had to have been like 50 shots on one tray, and that was just like one go around. It was just ridiculous, and that's easily a few $100 right there. And
Tequila.
yeah. So I mean, we had a lot of fun, but you know, the purpose of this was really just to get you guys thinking about that next, you know, thing. What's that next goal? If it's your incentive trip, you know, work for it. And if there's any husbands out there, spouses or whatever, you know, definitely support your spouse that's doing this business. It's not necessarily the easiest thing in the world, but yeah, it's totally worth it. I think it's worth it. And
How long did it take for you to actually wake up and see the hard work that I have put in is actually paying off? How long?
so yeah, so there's gonna be it. I guess it all depends on your spouse, right? So like how they view the business, right? So maybe they'll view it skeptically, or maybe they'll be totally accepting with, you know, a totally open mind and just be like, yeah, babe, this is going to be great, everything. I'm kind of like a skeptic at first. I definitely want to see results. Like, I got to see results to make my decision on whether something's even going to be worth investing more time, not just like actual time, but also like investing in something emotionally, because it is kind of one of those businesses where it's a people business, so you can't help but get emotionally invested in that, and it can be draining to some people. So I like to see results, and I think the first year for me, I really was having a hard time seeing, you know, Jennifer doing this for a long time. I was more of the mindset that I would have rather have seen her, you know, have a regular job, like a regular 9 to 5 with a guaranteed salary and all that kind of stuff. That was like the first year. But then, you know, after she started really earning money every month, I was like, all right, well, she's consistently earning money enough to where it was making a contribution to the household income. Second year, I was totally supporting her, but definitely from behind the scenes, kind of, I guess, not really on lives and things like that. But I think what did it for me, and what really opened my eyes to all the work and all of the things. So just kind of a sidetrack real quick. If you are a spouse and you're new, or if you're old, you probably know that there are a lot of different difficulties or challenges that unique presenters have to go through. Drama here sometimes, and just the struggle with gaining new team members, gaining, you know, new leads and customers and stuff like that, trying to get conversions based on what you're doing, getting people to actually buy a product. So that's a stressful situation. It's not easy. Some people might look at if you're a unique presenter, they might look at you and see you on your phone a lot and think, you know, she's just on her phone playing on Facebook. But, you know, really, a lot of these e-commerce or online type businesses, that's kind of where you're doing a lot of your marketing. That's where you're networking with people. That's where you're finding leads. And that's a lot of work. It's not easy to do that. So, you know, I've kind of opened myself up to that, and a lot of it had to do with, you know, a couple of things. Like, you know, I've tried online businesses myself, just from scratch, like legit from scratch business, not a networking thing. But what I learned through that is, generating leads and getting customers is the hardest part. It's one of the hardest parts. You can have the best website, you can have the best products, you can have the best deals, but really it's all for nothing if you don't have people shopping, and actually if you're not converting people into customers. So, and that's where all the work is. So yeah. So then the incentive trip,
Did it for you.
when I went to that trip with her, and this is her third one that she's earned. This is just the first one we've actually gone to. But when I went there and I saw, all of the different presenters, there were so many people there, and witnessed kind of what the inside look at that world, what it was really like from the inside. You can really see the tangible benefit of all of that work that Jennifer put in, all the work that everyone who was there and everyone that's working and maybe wasn't there. It really opened my eyes to seeing this is serious business, and there's a lot of work that goes on, and they put a lot of work into it. Unique presenters put a lot of work into their businesses. So yeah, I mean, if you have a spouse and they're skeptical about it, maybe watch a little bit of this live, and rest assured that I'm telling the truth, that it's a tough business, but it's totally worth it. And I think if you earn that trip and your spouse is a little bit skeptical, and you take him to the Bahamas or her to the Bahamas or whatever, I don't think they'll oppose you doing
trip.
doing that business anymore. I mean, kicking your feet up, I don't know, on the beach or on a cruise ship, drinking whatever you want to drink, eating what you want to eat, just getting away from it all, a trip worth thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't know a single company right now that I've ever worked for that does that, or that has done that for any of its general employees or sales teams. Maybe for upper level corporate guys that they might have a getaway or a trip, a handful, but never hundreds and hundreds of like sales people and their plus ones. So I totally believe that Unique is right now, as it stands, they're doing a great job at giving back to the team members with those incentives like that. I think it's worth it. Yeah.
What would you say to people who are skeptical about joining the business or joining my team?
If you're okay, so joining the business first. If you're skeptical about joining the business, think about how much money you're really investing in the business, right? So is it $99 to start out? So $99. It's not breaking the bank for most people. It might be a little bit for some, but if you can manage to save $99, it's definitely worth it. What would your reasons be? I would, try to identify that, or at least ask yourself that question. What's my reason for wanting to join the business? Am I joining it because I want to, have my own business and work from home and, be successful? Sure. Then join it. Why not? It's only $99. Try starting your own business online. You have any idea how much it costs just to get a business off the ground, forming an LLC, talking to the county, the city, the state, getting all of your appropriate tax licenses. Then you have to build if it's an e-commerce site, you've got to build the platform. You might be able to build it yourself. It's not going to be free. You're going to have to pay for all kinds of different stuff. I mean, different software, whatever platform you're using. So, and if you have to pay a developer or a designer, to build your site, it's going to cost a lot more than $99. I guarantee you that.
And there's unlimited amount of income that you can make with your investment of $99, right? Instead of paying.
I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of. It's way easier to do something like this than to try to start something on your own. It's really tough when you start a business on your own, and it's a from scratch business. You're literally everything. You're everyone and everything. You're the designer, the developer, the marketer. You're the the tax person. You got to keep track of when you got to file sales taxes and just so many different things that go into running an actual business versus joining, something like Unique. So, yeah, find your motivations. I mean, maybe you're a hobbyist. You just want to sell makeup on the side, like a little side hustle. Whatever money you make is like, you're like, cool. Maybe you're just doing it to get discounts, makeup discounts.
That would be, yeah, hobbyists. We have kidnappers, we have hobbyists, we have runners. And runners is what I do. I run the business full time, all the time. I work very hard. This is my income, completely 100%. Of course, he works he goes to work every day. But my ultimate goal is to be able to make it to where he can be home more,
Yeah.
if not retired, so that I can work to retire him. But whatever your motivation might be to join a business in network marketing,
Yeah,
Just-
it's
yeah.
not like you don't have to join. You don't have to have a super altruistic reason or just be, you know, it doesn't need to be some grandiose reason that you're joining Unique. I mean, you can join as a hobbyist. You can join, because you want to get discounts, or you can join to just make a couple extra bucks here and there. That's fine. But I guarantee you, if you start seeing some real results and you really start working it, you're going to end up being a super runner. You're going to want those trips. You're going to want that big, payday when it comes around, and you're going to want to, build a team. But yeah, so that's what I would say to people skeptical about joining the business. If you're skeptical about joining under Jennifer, I mean, do your research. Go out and talk to different presenters. Find out what they're offering their team members. What kind of trainings do they provide? How is their customer service? How supportive are they of their team members under them? Are they there for them? Do they actually care about them? Or maybe they're bogged down and they're just not into supporting everybody. But so I don't know. I think Jennifer's pretty good, and she does a pretty good job of trying to help everybody from what I see. And it's tough when you have hundreds of people that you're trying to talk to, and at the same time work that business and still get sales. I mean, we talked to, what did we do when we were in Cancun? We shared a cab with a black status presenter from France, and didn't know her. She spoke English pretty well, even though
English.
she said she didn't speak very good.
She spoke English, American, or sign language, not American Sign Language. She was like she was awesome. Anyways, go ahead.
And German,
German too. Yeah, 4 different languages.
French, German, English, and American Sign Language. And she's a pretty interesting person, but we were talking to her about what she's focusing on as a black status presenter, and her main goal was to build a professional team, and that's what she's focused on now. Whereas before she was focused on getting sales and stuff like that, but now she's really focused on building her team. Yeah, and I mean that's a big thing, because you got to remember, even though you guys are individual presenters, your success a lot of times it's going to rely on how successful your team is too. So a lot of if there's any drama or weirdness going on with people amongst teams and stuff like that, it doesn't really serve any purpose but to actually hurt pretty much everybody, because you are a team. Even though you're individual presenters, you guys are a team. So your payouts and all those things kind of rely on one another to build each other up. So why not focus on support? Why not focus on building strong team members? Why not focus on team goals? So that's another skill that a lot of people learn entering this business is team building, leadership skills. There's a ton of them, and it's tough. It's not easy. Leading, being in Unique is definitely a people business. It's people, and people are tough sometimes. So
So
it can be difficult, but it's worth it. Oh, does it ever cost more than $99?
No, your initial investment is $99 plus shipping and tax. Actually, it's free shipping this month till the end of the month, so you aren't even paying shipping if you do decide
For this
to
month?
get it. Just this business, right? Yes, he does. um, but we do not have website fees. We don't have back office fees. We don't have yearly fees. We're no inventory company, so we are not required to hold inventory. So whatever you decide that you want to buy outside of buying your business is totally up to you. You do get a kit full of skincare and makeup that you get to keep for yourself to use and promote your products. There are no healthcare benefits.
Right.
But that's different because you get a 1099, so you're a business owner. So you don't, when you are an initial business owner, I don't know how to explain that. When you're an entrepreneur, this is basically what that is entrepreneur. You buy your own business and you're on your own. It is good. You can buy your own insurance, but
And that's with any business. If you start a business, if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, I mean, you have to provide your own health insurance because it's your business. So how would you get it? But so that's what you have to. It's kind of. I could definitely see how for some people it would be confusing. You're like, well, don't I work for Unique? But they don't give us
you don't
health.
work for Unique.
So you're not like an employee. You're not a W-2 employee. You're a business owner on what 1099.
So basically, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Unique, the corporate office, all of the employees over at the corporate office would not have anything if it wasn't for us. So basically, in a sense, we employ them, if you will. And so obviously corporate, they'll probably have healthcare benefits, but when you're a business owner in any market, any industry, doesn't matter. The person who built Miller Coors, that's where he works. He was an entrepreneur. He didn't have health care the second that he opened his business, right? So he had to work to make that successful, to be able to bring that to the table, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that a good explanation?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're looking for those types of benefits, you would have to either provide them, or your spouse provide them, or your significant other if you can fall under their plan. But other than that, it's still worth it.
It's worth it.
It's still totally worth it.
It's worth it. I mean, even if you put in half the hours and make an extra $500 a month, and you are looking for, if that's the reason why you're working the business because you want to be able to have health care insurance, then you can totally do that. You can take part of that $500 a month and go and buy your own health care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even if you were working at a normal corporate office, you're still going to have to invest part of your paycheck into healthcare insurance. So no matter what kind of work you're putting in, right?
So how much? So here's one. How does the products work with special effects products?
I think they work great.
Oh, like
like latex? I can't use latex, but I've actually used it with my kids and they work great. So I don't know. Anyways, what were you going to say?
I forgot.
Healthcare.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, well, he has mom brain.
I totally forgot what I was going to say. Yeah.
But for me, if you're a skeptic, literally, like, I used to be one of those. I was a skeptic. And, I'd have people approach me about the business. And I would say, heck no, And I would put them down. But one day I was like, I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. And I gave it a try, and it's been life-changing for us. I cannot tell you what my income is, but I can tell you that I have made more with what I do than I did when I worked outside the house.
Yeah.
That's a true story.
Yeah.
And I get to be home with my kids and make my own hours and literally work from this thing if I want to.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of passion, I guess, for the products that you're selling, So if you do enjoy makeup,
skincare, and fragrance, it's like all the best things in the world.
Yeah.
So.
And how long does it take, would you say? or how difficult would it be? So let's say someone does invest the $99, right? So they get the kit, they start. Maybe they're thinking, well, how am I going to get my $99 back? Maybe they find out it's not for them. They don't really want to do it. It was cool to try it, but they don't want to do it. But how would they earn that back? Like, how long do you think? How many sales would a person have to make?
It depends on your status, on where you are in the business. But if you, with me, you could earn that $99 back within a day. If you worked it and you did the things, you could get $99 back in a day.
Yeah.
Plus some, if you really worked. So here's the thing, is like you get paid within 3 hours of every sale. So say you make a $100 sale, depending on your status, you're going to make anywhere from $20 to $30 back within 3 hours. P.S. Unique presenters do not get paid for recruits. No, we do not. Thanks, Sarah. So it's not please join so I can get paid for you under my name. Presenters literally want recruits to change your life. That's absolutely true, Sarah. We do not get paid. We don't get anything from somebody joining the business at all whatsoever. Like literally, I don't talk to people and be like, hey, join my team just so I can get a paycheck. That's not how it is. We do not get money from people joining. So.
Yeah.
And what Sarah said is absolutely right. I mean, I think that everybody should be in network marketing, and that's literally what I think, because it's amazing. You can make your own hours and you can put in as much work or as little work as you want, and you get to choose what you do and when, I think it's best, because Joe came home the other day. Was it the day after you went back to work after the honeymoon, right? Mm-hmm. And you said that your boss said...
Oh, yeah.
His boss was even like, what did she say?
I think she was just saying she's kind of jealous. She wished that.
She wished Miller Coors did that for their employees?
The other companies did that, yeah. So, But...
The incentive trips alone are pretty freaking awesome, but there's also other incentives that you can earn in Unique. There's bonuses, there's all kinds of awesome things. You can get a car bonus no matter what level you are in Unique. I don't know. How has that changed? The bonus part for us.
Yeah.
What does that do for us?
That's amazing, because it frees up it freed up a lot of cash, I mean, if it's what, 500 or 700, whatever the status you are.
It depends on the status,
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, even if it was $200 a month, if you earned a car bonus at $200 a month, think about that. That frees up money for you, right? So, I mean, you could use it to pay your car note, towards a car note, or you could just put it in the savings. You could stash it away for the next Unique trip. You could do whatever you want with it. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. Yeah.
Yes, girl, you need to come back. I have a lot of girls that are saying they want to come back. Yeah. I am not kidding. Like, for me, it's the best decision that I ever made. I went out on a whim, didn't have any money, personal money. Like, for me, I'm very independent. I like to make my own money because I don't like relying on him to supply all the money for me. So for me, I went out on a whim, and I bought my business kind of behind his back. I didn't even talk to him about it. I was just like, hey, guess what? He's like, what? What is this?
And it's really good for us, just because, it gives Jennifer the freedom to stay home.
Safest childcare costs.
So think about how much childcare costs. I mean, if she worked a 9 to 5 or even a different shift, like something like my shift is a swing shift, we would be spending so much money on childcare. And with kids that are, too young to be home alone, it makes it a lot easier. It's really nice because she can earn money, and she's earning money, and she's home. So, I mean, what else really would she be doing all day long? I mean, trying to find things to do that would drive a person crazy. I think that would drive me insane if I had to stay home all day. It would make me lose my mind if I didn't have anything to do, that is. So, if you're here, you're already home. It's convenient. You can work in your PJs.
You can work in bed.
You could just fire up your phone or your laptop or whatever, and just go to town for however many hours you want. And if you want to stop because you need to do something else, like go out to do something out in town or whatever, there's
You
no
can't.
there's no obligation for set hours. You can just be like, all right, I'm going here. And even when you're out and about, you can still answer questions,
You
and
can still make money.
you can still like place orders from your phone and do those things even when you're out and about. So, what you get out of the business is definitely
What you put in.
yeah, what you put into it, just like anything.
That's like with a regular job too. I
Ju-
think a lot of
it's-
people compare this.
You
saying
can't, yeah,
that-
you can't really
Mhm.
compare it to a regular job. But if you've ever owned a business before, maybe not a unique business, but like another kind of a business, or didn't have to be network marketing. It could be like a business that you started. Maybe you were in crafting supplies and you sold craft supplies or wholesale things like that, or you did drop shipping from Shopify or something like that, and you had a little store. Unique is more. You can compare it more to that because it's definitely a business. It's a little bit different kind of business model, but it is a business. It's
The
more
cool thing-
entrepreneurial.
Yeah, but the cool thing about Unique is that, they have the website set up for you. And it's free.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for it every month, right?
Yeah.
All your products are shipped from the warehouse. So you don't have to hold inventory. So if we're looking at if you were to open up your own business, a brick and mortar or an online, you don't have to hold inventory. I'd rather have somebody else ship my stuff to my customers than me have to worry about inventory
Yeah.
and shipping out and forgetting something or so
Yeah.
I like this business and yeah, anyways, you when the new things come out that you do lives with, do you have to buy them or do they send them
Oh, for like
to
demo
you? If that makes
products.
sense. I buy them. But we get paid within 3 hours. So when I buy them, I get money back on them. So I'm saving money, and plus it's something if it's something that comes out and I don't think that I'm going to use it, I'm not going to buy it. So I buy it myself.
So no,
Hey.
so they don't send
They
you
don't send it out.
demo products. They
They
won't
don't.
send you demo products. If you do see something that you like, then what she's saying is that is a good idea to save yourself some money and also get a new product that you can demo for your lives. And alternatively, if you start earning YCash, is that how that works? To get
YCash.
products, to
Yeah.
get more products.
It's
So if you use some of those incentive cash bonuses there to buy some products, like say you want to have new products to demo, you can order a few of them, and now you have physical product with you at your home or wherever you're doing the business from. So if you do find a local customer, which will happen most likely, you have something that you can actually physically show them that they can try and feel. Because I know people do like to see a product. They like to hold
touch
it,
it. Yeah.
feel it, see what it looks like, smells like, how it actually works. So yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely invested in my business because I know
Yes.
that if I invested in my business,
Yes, presenters
that-
do have access to products before it's sold to the general or made available to the general public. So
yes,
that is cool.
and you're not forced to buy a new product,
Hmm.
so you can choose whether or not you want to. But for me, I'm like, yay, more stuff, because for me, if I'm showing you guys the products, it's going to help and it's going to benefit rather than just saying, here's a graphic. You know what I mean? Like, here, buy it. It's me actually using the products and you guys can actually see how it works. And if you think that you're going to like it or not. So
But
for somebody starting out, I like the fact that, you get the $99 kit and
Right.
you get a ton of samples in it. You get a ton of full-size products, and those are yours to keep. You do not have to sell those.
right,
And those can be your starting point of products to show to people.
right.
So
So keep that in mind. If you do initially start, if you are initially thinking of starting, when you do that, pay the $99 and you do buy the business, you will get the startup kit, and there's a pretty good amount of makeup in that kit. So that will give you, not only do you get to keep it for yourself if you choose to, you can choose to also sell the items out of that kit to other people. But it'll give you a good starting kind of toolbox to start hitting the ground running if you want to start right away with doing lives and stuff like that. and creating content for different marketing campaigns that you might want to run on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, and so it's definitely a good starting point.
I would like, to ask, like a lot of people ask me questions on how much. Okay, so here's the thing. Do I join the business and am I left to fend for myself once I join? Do I have to learn all this stuff by myself? Can you tell them how many hours I put into training my team?
Yeah, so it's not really, I don't know if it's a requirement that you do any trainings.
It's not.
But Jennifer does put in a lot of her own time
Money.
and money to develop some kind of training content for people that join under her. And that's not because she's required to do that. She's doing that because she wants to make it easier for people kind of onboarding. I guess they would call it an onboarding process at any other company. But to try to get you guys started out with at least the basic ground zero point of knowledge and a similar knowledge base across anyone that kind of joins under her. So everybody has all the tips and tricks and all the ins and outs of how to get going. And it probably does feel pretty overwhelming because there is a lot of new stuff. So the learning curve, is pretty steep once you get started. You might feel a little overwhelmed, but just take it one step at a time. Try to get through, the training that she's kind of laid out for people, and eventually, after being exposed to it enough times and kind of going over the different training things enough, it'll start to all sink in, and it won't feel so overwhelming. And then you can really start focusing on the stuff that's important, which is lead generation, your content marketing, and whatever other kind of marketing campaigns that you might want to launch with the business. So.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions? Work hard, play hard.
Yeah, she does do a lot of work to do those trainings, and
I worry more about how successful my team is. I think at this point, I mean, of course I worry about my own success, but my team means the world to me. And so I will do what I can. And
it helps her to have that training material out there and create it, because in the past, before she started doing that, people would come on board on her team, and she would get the same questions over and over and over and over again, just which is understandable because you're coming into this, you don't really know what's going on and what's what. But so that's what kind of inspired her. I think she was inspired to start out some kind of training material, PowerPoints, or what do you have now, docs?
I've got
Google Docs, videos,
oh my gosh,
all kinds of stuff.
all kinds of stuff. So I've got YouTube videos. I've got I do Zoom trainings.
So that's another thing that's really helpful.
I do meetings with my team.
She does face-to-face Zoom training. So if you don't know what Zoom is, it's kind of like it's like a live face-to-face on your computer. So it's like a live video chat room where you go in there and she's literally answering questions and you're asking questions. And so I don't know a lot of people that do that. I'm sure
there
other
are people that
presenters do that,
but there are people that don't do it, and they'll leave their team out on. Mm-hmm. They'll just have somebody join and then never do anything with them. But for me,
because you guys are a team, so
a team is like we work together.
A huge part of your success does depend on how well you guys work together, and it's difficult to work together if you don't all kind of know the same things, right? So if you don't have the same knowledge base about how the business works, and you're not on the same or similar pages on different strategies to make your team successful, it's difficult to be successful as an individual too if you don't have all those puzzle or pieces put together. So cool.
Any questions, guys?
We're gonna get out of here.
We gotta go furniture shopping. Are you excited? I mean, I'm so excited. Are you excited?
I'm pretty excited. We're gonna go look for stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff to furnish our basement. That's getting started on tomorrow, so it's gonna get started.
Any hoozles? Guys, thanks for joining.
Yeah, there's no I in team.
There is no I in team. It's freaking hidden.
I did find a graphic that showed the I in team, so
in a capital A.
In the capital A.
Not in the lowercase a. Tell me where it's at. There is no I in team.
So, so you know what people say? The only I in team is in the a-hole. So, just go with that. Don't be the a-hole. Teamwork.
Teamwork. There you go. That works. Any hoozles, I think we're going to get out of here. I hope that you guys were super informed and that you learned something from this. If you guys have any questions, you can always shoot me a message and we'll talk. There's no pressure on my end. I'm never a pressuring person. The most that, you know, I'll do is check in with you and see how you're doing. But that's where I stand. I'm not like, hey, join my team. Hey, buy my stuff. But,
Yeah.
you know, so, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
See
Say
ya.
bye.